Exciting times.
So this is Luke 22:31-32.
Go ahead, Mama.
Yeah. Simon, stay on your toes. Satan has tried his best to separate all of you from me, like chaff from wheat. Simon, I have prayed for you in particular that you not give in or give out. When you have come through the time of testing, turn to your companions and give them a fresh start. And this is from the Messenger. This is not from the NIV.
No problem. That's even.
But there's the message to us. The Isaiah prayed for us because Satan wants to not only destroy us but to sift us like wheat and like chaff and wheat. It says here, but he said, "I prayed for you that you will not give in, that you will not give in or give out." I like that interpretation.
Yes, yeah, I like that version too. Yeah, because there's a bigger plan. There's a bigger plan. Don't be nearsighted. There's a larger picture that's taking place. Okay, even though this was said 2,000 years ago, it's still very, very fresh. Even more fresher today. Because we are nearing perhaps 1,000 years, 2,000, however long it's going to take for Tatanzambi, but
for peace.
Yes, exactly. You know, but
so we're going for the grand finale right now. That's why Shaitani, Satan, is ribbing things up and exposing more and more homosexual agenda, more mass shootings, more murderers. There's more mothers and fathers killing themselves and their whole family. There's more sons killing their parents for their money. You cannot open up the internet. Each morning I open up Yahoo to see what happened overnight. A mass shooting every day this week. Mass shooting at a party, mass shooting at a graduation, mass shooting at the mall, mass shooting at 7-Eleven. So he has revved up the evil. He has released the demons of carnage, discord. They are here.
Yes.
And they are here walking around in men's clothing, in human clothes. They are here. They are the demons of destruction, only to destroy, and they're only after us to sift us like wheat, the Bantus.
Yes. Yes. So they give you a preview of what it is like in the kingdom of Shaitani. It said in the kingdom of Shaitani there is oppression, there's backbiting, there is hatred, there is all kinds of vile things that takes place. So for those who are wicked in this time right now as we speak, who act out these, they're enjoying themselves. You understand, Mama?
Yes.
Those who belong in the kingdom of Shaitani, this order, right? This is their heaven, and they await to be further in their heaven.
Wow.
Okay. But their attack, their worship is to sacrifice Baba Mungu's children. Okay? Their worship is to go after your kids, to sacrifice your kids.
The next generation, yes.
Their worship to their father, their righteousness is to destroy you, to kill you. And this is what Isaiah KONGO told Peter before he left. The devil is looking to sift you. He's looking to dishonor you, to defile you. Okay? 2 types of death. Righteous death and unrighteous. If you stand to the end, even if you're killed, you uphold, you justify the Father. But if you die doing wickedness, you dishonor the Father. That's the worst. You understand? So that's why it comes down to everything you do is worship. If you give in, you dishonor the Father. You're saying the Father is a liar. All right, family? So they are ramping up. They are attacking your kids now. Now this is, remember the scripture says, anyone who does this to these children, it will be better for them to.
That they who does it to the least of these, you have done it unto me.
Yes. Now that scripture is becoming very real for me, because they believe, as my brother Jason Black would say, the white supremacists believe in attacking your children. They believe, that's their belief. Okay? Go through our history. Okay? Go through history. They used to use our children as bait. They would throw the children as crocodile bait.
Yes.
Okay? They used to
They used to cut the babies out of the mother's stomach.
And they would step on the child.
Ugh.
It's hard to believe, but this is true. This is history. Okay? Then you're going to turn around, go and marry these people, be in-laws with these people.
Reprocreate with them.
That's witchcraft. Okay? Paul says, what did Paul say to the Galatians? Who bewitched you people? That's witchcraft.
That's witchcraft.
Do not give you pearls to. Do not give you.
5.
Yes. Do not give you pearls to swine, or they will trample it and destroy you. So coming in contact, Isaiah KONGO came and the devil did his work, tried to get our people to worship, right? When Isaiah KONGO says, no, worship the Father, right? His example was he would pray to the Father. Nowhere in the scriptures where Isaiah KONGO told his disciples, worship me.
Never. They tried to worship him.
You see? So
can I read Galatians, or foolish Galatians? Can I read that? It's 5:1.
No problem.
I'll read it real quick. Oh, foolish Galatians, who have bewitched you?
Give them a look.
That you should not obey the truth.
Mm-hmm.
Before those eyes of Isaiah, whose eyes Isaiah have been evidently set forth, crucified among you.
Mm-hmm.
This only what I learned of you. You are deceived. Wow. Mm-hmm. The spirit by the works of the law, or by hearing of faith. So he said, which one are you going to do? You've already seen it. You are bewitched. Who's giving you a new manuscript? Who's giving you a new owner's manual?
Mm-hmm. Owner's manual, yes.
because you can have a Chevy, mm-hmm, and a Toyota Camry, but you cannot fix your car with the owner's manual of the Chevy. You have to fix your car and keep your car running smoothly with the Toyota Camry's manual. Mm-hmm. So when he put us on this earth as his children, first man first woman, first child. He gave us the owner's manual, how everything works and operates.
Mm-hmm.
So we are all bewitched. When we're in the church, we are bewitched.
Yeah.
Not to obey the truth, he said.
Yeah. What confuses me every day, Mama, every time is you have to take something with a grain of salt. Somebody who came, killed your father, raped your mother, molested your sister, killed your little brother, did all these disgusting things to you, and they say, "Here, I've got these instructions for you to follow. Read this here. This is from God." Right? The same person who's done these wicked things against you, you're gonna take that instruction. I will take that instructions and examine it very, very carefully. And doubt everything he tells me. Anything he tells me, I will doubt.
Everything.
Okay? But you have people here, oh yeah, they believe everything. They don't want to go further and examine, look, go. Listen. Mama, our people, man. Baba Mungu, listen. Yes, family. The same Bible that you read, I also have read. But my understanding is different from yours.
Yes.
Okay? Okay? Why? Because when I step out of the Bible, the Father reveals certain things to me differently from everybody else.
Yes.
Okay? So there are some truth to the Bible. There are some truth, but not everything in the Bible is truth. No.
Right. That's right.
Not everything in the Bible is true.
Right. That's right. The Bible contains truth, but not everything in the Bible is true.
No.
And what people don't want to understand, especially Christians, they refuse to believe that the Bible was altered at some passages and altered in some books. It was altered. It had to be altered in order for the Mzungus, the white man, to engraft himself into our history and our story.
It had to be altered to keep you in bondage.
It had to be altered.
Yes.
Because if it wasn't altered, the books of the Bible would totally point to the Bantu, to his chosen people, to his children.
I remember I was one of those Christians when a Muslim came to me and told me, "Hey, listen, man, the Bible is inconsistent. It's not, there's inconsistent things in there." I'm like, I'll say, aha, and that'll be nice. Really? Show me. Meanwhile, I'm saying to myself, devil.
Yep.
I'll be judging. I'll be judging the person, right?
Me too. I have Muslims in my family, Jehovah's Witness in my family, Seventh-day Adventists. We all do not agree on a doctrine that has been doctored. That's why there's no agreement in the doctrine. Because it's been doctored by our enemy, by Shaitani. And me and my sister used to go back and forth. She's a Muslim, I'm a Christian. And I think back and I thought we both were deceived, trying to convince each other that we were the right way. We were both stuck in religion.
Yeah.
And we as Bantus, we are not religious. We are spiritual beings, divine like our Father.
That's right. We recognize our divinity. And I'm here to tell you, family, there's going to come a time when the divinity will display power. There will be power being displayed.
Yes. Power that will be witnessed.
not only believing. Okay.
Yes, yes, yes. Because he's getting ready. It's just like this is my analogy in my head. The showdown with Moses and the musicians. That was a showdown.
Yes.
Tata Nzambi said, "Okay, you bring what you got, and I'll bring what I have."
That's right.
You throw the stick down. I told Moses, throw the stick down. The musicians threw the stick down. Both of them turned to a snake.
That's right.
Because we are spiritual people who have control over the spiritual world, good or evil. We have control over the elements, water, earth, fire, air. We have control over the animals. We can conjure up. It was a spiritual battle that day. But Tata Nzambi had to show them, I am the maker of spirituality.
Yes.
Spirituality does not exist without me. And so that's why the next thing you see him going after the gods of Egypt. Everything they worshiped in Egypt, he went after those gods.
That's right. That's right.
Because he is the supreme being. He is the supreme being. Satan is the counterfeiter. Satan can't make anything. He can only counterfeit.
That's right, Mama. That's right. Yes.
So we're getting ready for the big showdown, y'all.
Yeah, I'm telling you, as it was.
Whose God is bigger? Whose God is bigger?
Yes, whose God
Satan?
is?
Whose God is bigger? Whose God is more powerful?
Yeah. Which God is real and which God is true?
That's it. Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
As it was.
It may seem like the homosexual agenda is running rampant, and now they're going after our children. They're how do you say it when you take off what they was born with and put on something else, reassigning. They're reassigning. They're teaching the children that it's okay. If you feel like a boy on Tuesday, guess what? We're going to cut your penis off.
Yeah.
And if you're a little girl, I said it backwards, but if you're a little girl and you feel like on Thursday you're a little boy, well, guess what? We're going to start giving you hormones. We're going to start making sure you grow a beard, hair, because if that's your desire, we're going to turn you into a boy because a child knows best. So what Satan is doing now, and we're getting to the meat of the conversation, it's genocide within our own community.
That's right, Mama. That's right, Mama. That's right.
Because two men cannot make a Bantu child. Two women cannot make a Bantu child.
Disorder.
Now, the two men will always adopt a Bantu child. Two women will go get a sperm donor, so one of them can have a baby. You see, can you understand the discord and the order, the lawless society that we are stepping into? A lawless society with no rules, no regulation, no order from the Most High. Nothing is in order now. Everything is out of order. Everything's out of sync.
That's right. That is right, Mama. That is right. That's right. So let's listen to this individual, and I think this is we're gonna give them attribution. Obviously, it's Shannon Sharp has a show called Club Shay on YouTube, and he's interviewing Dwayne Wade. Okay, he's interviewing Dwayne Wade, and we're going to listen to the. It's a short clip. Okay, so don't worry, family. I know we're going to, Mama. Yeah, we're gonna. Yes, even if it's 4 hours. If this is 4 hours, no problem. I'm okay. Are you okay with that, Mama?
And you know, Shannon, I'm gonna give Shannon Sharp is a shout out because he's a good man. He's a powerful man. He's got a good head on his shoulder. So he invites different guests, different conversation. So the conversation was between the basketball player and his decision about why he honored his little kid's wishes to become a girl. So that's what the interview was about.
Yeah. So let's listen to it, family.
D-Wade, I think you're a phenomenal basketball player. You've accomplished a lot. But I think your greatest accomplishment is the way you've embraced your child wanting to transition. That's not an easy thing to do because we all have, if you have a daughter, you have an idea of what you think your daughter is going to be or what you want her to become.
1,000.
If you have a son, you have an idea of what you want, especially if you play sports. I want my son to play sports. If he's a doctor, if I'm a doctor, I want my son to be a doctor, lawyer, yada, yada, yada. Yeah. But for you to embrace Zaya, to embrace her journey, how did you come to, because obviously you had to sit down and you had a conversation. She comes to you and she sits down and she says, Dad, this is how I'm feeling. This is how I'm thinking. And you say what?
Well, it's not my journey. Like I'm not that selfish. I can't make your journey in your life about me.
Okay.
Right? Like I just can't do that.
Right.
Like, yes. And I was telling someone this the other day. When Zaya was born, she was born May 29th, which is Carmelo's birthday.
Right.
Right.
Happy belated birthday.
To my brother. Toast to my brother on his retirement, by the way. Toast him this yak right here.
In fact,
listen, about his fire. So, if y'all go look at it, I have Zaya, LeBron has Bryce, Melo has Cayenne, all within about a 2-3 week span. All our kids gonna grow up hooping together.
Right.
Oh, we
That's
on.
what you thinking? Yeah.
Well, we gonna have 3, baby.
Yeah.
We on.
Yeah.
So yeah, like obviously, I had a boy. I had another boy. That was my second boy in a row. I'm like, okay, this is what we do. We're hooping family. And see what happens when you start making plans for other people's lives.
Right. That's her journey.
That's her journey.
But you planned it out. You planned.
Oh, you couldn't tell me we weren't gonna be on the circuit right now, baby. We hooping. We got Wade in the back. You got the way Wade's on. We doing it too.
Right.
Then I got to meet my child, and a lot of people like to talk about Zaya's transition. To me, Zaya hasn't transitioned into anything but a kid, and now a young going into young adult. I've watched her go through life. It hasn't been no transition for us.
Right.
It's been a transition for the world. But for us, I see the same kid that I've seen since May 29th, 2007.
Right.
Nothing has changed.
Did you know, were there signs?
Yeah.
Did she? Because, boys you play with trucks, girls play with dogs, girls dress up, boys do this. So you saw signs at a very early age that he's not like what I'm thinking a boy should be or what I was when I was that age.
Yeah, I mean, think about this. I mean, you in the locker room, I'm in the locker room. Right? We ignite. I'm gonna say ignite. And so I come from a culture of men throwing around the F word.
Yes, absolutely.
Throwing around the gay word.
Yes.
Just like it's hi, bye, right? Just throwing it around.
Right.
And so I have a child at home that we're basketball, baseball, we doing what you do.
Right.
Hey, let's play this. I have a child at home that's like, I don't want that. I want to go, Dad, I want to take dance lessons. Oh, okay, well, let's go to dance. I have a child at home. When I come home, she got the shirt wrapped around her head like it's like long hair. I got a child at home that I'm watching wear certain things that's different than what I would buy for my son. Right. And so this is at 3 years old. So I'm in my home, my wife and I, we have a conversation about it. Right. And for me, instead of walking in and say, "Hey, stop that shit, cut that shit," like people try to do, they try to stop you when you're doing something for you that they don't like. Right. So instead of me walking in the room and say, "Yo, stop that shit," it was my job to sit back and say, "Okay, let's have a conversation with Zaya and let's see where this goes.
Right.
And so my first conversation with her was about, hey, understanding what you like to wear and how you like to be in the house.
Right.
Outside of this house, they're not ready for that.
Right.
Right? I don't even know if we were ready for that.
Right.
And so we slowly just let her be who she wanted to be in our home.
Is that your first wife or this with Gabby?
This is what Gabby.
Okay.
Be who you want to be in our home, and we're going to watch and we're going to learn along this journey. Because at that moment, I think, you know, and the thing that's a blessing in my life is that I got with my wife at the time I got with my wife because it exposed me to the world.
Right.
It exposed me to friends. I have some of my best friends are Jason and Adair. Well, everybody knows he's my stylist, Jason. Right. His husband is Adair.
Right.
I got a chance to be exposed to them early. And we all have our thoughts about like how we perceive people who, you know, are gay.
Right.
Or who are
right.
man and man
right.
married. If it's woman and woman, we like that. But
right.
if it's man and man, we have our perception.
Right.
So I got a chance to spend time with him, be around him, a vacation with him, all this and that. And I'm like, what? This perception that I had.
Right.
It's not even a question in my mind. Mm-hmm. Those are my friends.
Right.
I don't look at them like
I don't look at any other.
They're married. They love each other.
Right.
They argue like we argue. Right. All the same thing. Nothing. So
and that's their life. I ain't living nobody else's life.
So I had experience.
Right.
And so in the midst of that experience through the world, because I was out of my community, I was out of what my uncles and my dad and everybody knew when they told me.
Man.
I'm now looking at the world and I'm looking at my child. And so I got a chance to watch my child 9 years before the world even heard about Zaya.
Right.
So when everyone started telling me what my child is, I'm like, how you going to...
I've been here the whole while.
And I talk to my child. Do you talk to my child? Because I do.
Right.
And so I sat down and talked to my child about, you know, as she was growing up, about the things she wanted.
Right.
And I tried to make sure that the things that she wanted, what she would work hard at, was presented to her, not what I wanted.
Right.
And that's the problem with us is we're gonna and I would like to say this, because of the NBA or because of my basketball talents and because of all these things, I've been put in a position where I actually could wait and allow my kids to grow up. And I don't have to say, hey, I need help with these bills.
Right.
Hey, you got to do this.
Right.
You got to be that. Because some communities, some households, they have to do that because of their circumstances.
Right.
We don't have time to figure out who you want to be and what you want to do.
Right.
We had that
Figure it out on your time.
Figure it out on your time, right? And then now you get kids who's later in their life, they didn't have their relationship with their parents early on because their parents had to make them, whatever the culture was, whatever the time was. Mm-hmm. Our time was different.
Right.
So we had an opportunity to sit back and say, you know what? I don't want all my kids to be exactly the same.
Right.
Anyway.
Right.
So you know what? My 3-year-old son at this time, Zion, let me see what Zion want to do.
Right.
And slowly but surely, Zaya started growing. And we started watching.
She's been unwavering.
Ain't not a second of this is Zaya. Like that's why it's funny to me. I'm like in the world. I'm like everybody on the outside got something to say, and the inside we talking about school. We talking about like I sit down with my child. We talk about hey, okay, so the doctor said this. What do we got to do? Let's talk about your health. Mm-hmm. Let's talk about what the future look like.
Right.
I'm talking about real life things.
Right.
Because everybody on this outside got a perception.
You ain't talking about that gossip.
Because the gossip is we all the same.
Right.
Tell me, let's go into all these communities in LA and you're going to see everybody's different.
Right.
Everyone lives different. Everyone is different. Everyone loves different.
Right.
So because I'm an athlete and because, you know, I had a boy at birth, y'all expect that this boy's supposed to do X, Y, and Z. Just like Zaire had expectations. Y'all expect him to be an NBA superstar because I had him and blah, blah, blah. So everyone else on the outside have the expectations of my family and my kids.
Right.
How are you going to have expectations of my family and my kids when I'm still learning, I'm still
you still trying to figure it out?
I'm trying to figure it out because I didn't grow up in this environment.
Right.
Either.
Right.
And so let me check myself.
Right.
Because if I make it about me, I'm going to have a kid that's going to go through life, that's going to be miserable, that's going to go through life. I think the statistics on kids, you know, especially in the transgender community, when it comes to suicide, is very high.
Correct.
Right. When you're not seen.
Right.
When you're not seen just as a person who get up every day and work hard and grind, you got a problem with it.
Right.
Right? You got a problem when no one sees you. So
right.
if I got a kid in my house that I can't see and I don't take time to look at and see, then this kid is going to feel unloved and unwanted. Mm-hmm. From the father whose mother, you guys know my situation with my ex-wife is very public.
Right.
It's been very public and very nasty.
Right.
I'm the parent in the house. I have to see you.
Right.
I have to hear you.
Right.
And so my child and I have a very open, honest, straightforward, right between the eyes relationship about the journey, who you are, what you're experiencing, because I don't know.
Right.
Because I've never experienced that, and it was never shown to me that it was hey,
It was okay.
it was never presented to me. And so being in the position that I'm in as a father, it's my job to be able to say, okay, everybody, I don't want y'all commenting on my life. I don't want y'all commenting on my daughter's gender, my daughter's sexuality. That's not what I want. But because we're public figures, and because I know it's other kids in the world like Zaya and there's other dads in the world like me, and it will be forever,
Right.
because we all are not the same.
Right.
Then I share a little bit of her journey, a little bit of our journey.
Right.
Because we're both going on this journey that neither one of us knew we would be on.
Right.
Right? Like this entire journey.
Right.
And so I think about the safety of my kid.
Right.
I think about the safety of other kids in the trans community. I think about, how the world is trying to hush and exile
Silence them.
an entire community like you do not exist.
Right.
As Black people, do we know about that?
Yeah, we do.
Damn right we do.
Right.
And we the main ones that are talking about the trans community. We the main ones that won't open and accept. And we want the world to accept us. Like, what are we doing?
Right.
And so I'm playing at a different playing field than most people who comment on my life.
Right.
Because I understand the position that I'm in. A lot of Black families in the communities, they don't see or hear, they don't get a chance to hear these stories from
Right.
us. They don't get a chance to see these things from us. And so, yeah, I'm sure to a lot of people I look crazy.
Right.
I don't care about looking crazy to y'all. I care about making sure that I'm there for my kids.
How difficult is it not to have the support of the other parent with what Zaya is going through? And I think the thing is that probably what Zaya wants most is for her parents to understand the journey that she's chose to embark upon and be accepting of that journey that she's embarking upon. And you have
Working on my game now.
Sorry, family. Sorry about that. It's got commercials.
Trying up a play. We just gotta play it out.
accepted it, jumped on this thing with both feet, but it seems like she's
Sometimes
getting some resistance
technology
from her
can be a
mother.
hindrance.
Yeah.
Is that difficult for you?
Yeah, they got the commercials,
Yeah.
Yeah, it's almost finished. It's yeah, it's a lot. There's a lot to unpack here. So let's finish it up
Yeah.
and
Yeah. You should have ad guard on your.
oh, they are right. Yeah, yeah.
I don't get commercials. I don't get commercials on my.
Ah, all right. Yeah, I'm going to ask you about that. Let's finish this here and then we'll continue.
No problem.
Because you see it's hurting the child.
Yeah, it's difficult. It's difficult for me, so I can't even imagine what it's like for her.
Does she talk to you about it? Does she have a relationship with her mom?
She has whatever relationship that she wants to have, I assume. She's 16 years old.
Yeah.
And she's getting older. And so, the relationship is controlled by phones now. her mother doesn't live here.
Right.
She lives in my home.
But you
And
don't force Zaya to pick up the phone and call her mom. You don't force the mom to call. Because, sometimes, kids did you call your dad? My daughter came to live with me. My oldest daughter came to stay with me. And her mom would get into it. You know how women get into it. And she'd go days without calling. I said, no, we're not going to do that. Pick up the phone and call your mom. Whatever you got going on, no matter how you mad at her, she's mad at you, we're not going to do that. You don't do that.
They don't have that relationship.
Oh, okay.
That's a different relationship.
Yeah.
It got to be both ways. And you're talking about a kid like Zaya's. She's way advanced. She's way above
Right.
what everybody thinks she is.
Right.
You're talking about a kid who has experienced something that I don't even know about when it comes to the relationship that she's had to try to have with her mother. She's been living with me since she was 2.5, 3 years old.
Right.
And as I had said very openly, like, my ex-wife ain't a part of all this.
Right.
And so what I will do is I will give credit to my wife, who has stepped in and stepped up
Took it on that role as
and become a figure. Not a mother. That's not her mom. I know it's titled stepmom, bonus moms.
Right.
She's become a consistent figure in her life.
right.
And as a woman who they can have conversations, talk about things that I just can't help her with.
Right. Okay.
In the midst of all of what's going on. Like I only know what I know and I only know what questions I can go out and ask.
right.
But they have different conversations than I
Right.
can. It's different trust.
Right.
And so, I remember watching my dad step up and be a stepdad. and I just knew it was a lot of other kids around. I didn't know really what it meant.
Right.
But that's a heroic position to be in, to step in to someone else's child.
Yeah.
And become an important figure in their lives.
Yeah.
And she has been in this journey, because I would be lost
Right.
if it was just me and Zai out here on this journey.
Right.
And so to be able to have not only my wife, to be able to have our community,
Right.
it allows us to be able to go through all this feeling like we have armor.
You might be the biggest, Zaya and yourself might be the biggest advocate for the trans community because who you are.
Yeah.
And you can put someone famous because, like you said, they're hurried. Like, man, nobody know who you guys are. Nobody even cares about you. But you give it a face. You give it a name.
Yeah.
Let me ask you this, D-Wade. I mean, because like you said, you've had Zaya since she was 2.5, and Zaire, your oldest son. How was it being in the NBA and being a single parent?
Well, I mean, first of all, my community is large.
Right.
It's not nothing I ever, like, I didn't get divorced and be like, yo, let me get them kids.
Yeah.
No, I was like, let me get in these.
So, Mama, we're only gonna tackle the, he's talking about his ex-wife as well. So we're just gonna focus on his opinion, the opinion he made, because it's an opinion.
Yes.
He doesn't even believe what he's
course.
saying.
Of course.
He wants to extricate himself from the situation. So, I mean, he says that he's saying that that's his child's path. Did you hear the things he said, Mama? What did you get from that?
Yeah, I heard that. I listened to a couple of times because, see, this is the whole thing. There's things that we do in our ignorance as young people, as young parents, that comes back and haunt us, and comes back and brings the most horrible baggage back to us. So this is going to bite him, because the Bible says that foolishness is bound up in the heart of the child. So a child cannot make an intelligent observation about his life or his future. It's the parents' responsibility to raise up a child in the way that should go. And because he has no relation with the Most High, Baba Mungu, then he's looking at his decision from a worldly perspective. Because I can tell you this from the experience that I have, that little boy that he's allowing to become a little girl is going to regret the day when he comes to himself as a man. Why did my parents allow me, a child, to make this type of decision that has totally altered my life? See, some things you do, you cannot reverse.
Yeah.
And what he's doing to his child, allowing his child to make decisions of his life, his body, instead of sitting down with this young child and teaching him about his manhood and his divinity and who he is, because he doesn't know, then he's okaying with the child's doing. So what is this? What is this? This is an example of things to come. Because when one entertainment allows this to happen to their children, then it's gonna become the fad. It's going to become the fad of the extermination of the Bantu, of us, from a child up. So you made a powerful point that Shaitani is slick and conniving. And watch how many people, because he is who he is and he has a platform and he has followers, follow in his suit, follow his direction, because they think, oh, he's a good parent. He's allowing his child to choose. Well, he's a foolish Galatian who is bewitched.
Who has bewitched you, yeah.
Who has bewitched you to think that this is normal and this is correct? Because he's doing something to this poor child that cannot be reversed.
Yeah. Family.
So what do you think about it?
I would like to first. I want to take the moment to tell the viewers if this topic has been enlightening for you, if it has been enlightening for you, encouraging, if it has brought value to you, please do us a favor. Go ahead and subscribe. Okay? Go and subscribe. Go and subscribe. 1 second, family. My graphic is not working here. Sorry, family. Yeah, I've got the share only. But go ahead, subscribe, like, comment, and then share. All right, family? Do us that favor. Like, comment, and then share. Yes. Yeah, it's scary. You see, 1 minute we tell the sisters, you can't go and raise, you can't raise a man. We tell the sisters that only men can raise men. Right, Mama? Don't we say that?
Yeah. Well, you say it in a way, and the way that you say it is truth. We as mothers, we're only responsible for a man-child up to a certain age. Because now he no longer needs his mother in that way. As he develops into a man, he needs a man to show him how to be a man. So what the brothers is saying is absolutely true, even if they're not putting it in the right context. I raised boys, but it was only so much I can do at a certain point to teach them how to be a man, because simply I have never been a man.
Yeah, exactly.
So what he's teaching his son, and the message that he's putting out weak men.
Yeah,
he's a weak man.
Yeah, exactly. Now, family, I'm gonna leave a link in the description, and I want you to look at the interview, okay? Because what I saw, as soon as Shannon Sharp got into the questioning of the child, watch his eyes and watch his body language. He starts to cling up. He's short of breath. Okay, he's not talking the same way he was talking before. So we're giving you the clip of what was asked of him about his child, his male child. Okay, and he's decided to allow his child to make a decision about his sexuality. Okay, so I want you to observe it very carefully. When you go to the clip, go to the 1 hour and 35 minutes and 46 seconds. Go to the 1 hour, 35 minutes and 46 seconds. That's when Shannon Sharp starts to ask him about the child, about the male child. Okay? And as you observe his face, in his eyes, he's uncomfortable talking about it. He's uncomfortable. He looks almost afraid. Did you notice that, Mama?
Yes, I did. And he should be afraid. And what you're seeing is the spiritual man reacting to his decision.
Yes.
The spiritual man knows that it's wrong. And the spiritual man knows when we're sending our children down the wrong path. So he tightened up. He was uncomfortable with the conversation. So yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. So as a man, because I'm a man, okay, I'm not like that woman who was when she was questioned as a judge. Okay, here's a sister. They ask her, "What's a woman? Can you define a woman?" She says, "No." Okay, and this is a black woman. And who's the judge now? Because she was, when she was being questioned at the Congress, when she was,
she has to stay politically correct.
Mm-hmm.
You're a judge. You're a judge. You're not supposed to have personal views.
Which was she lived as a woman her whole life, and she didn't acknowledge her womanhood.
Right.
That I mean, we don't have a term for emasculation for women. She was we only have a term for men. Okay? She was devoid of her femininity.
Yes.
She reduced herself.
She didn't want to give the wrong answer, so she didn't answer. This is what they do. That's a legal way to wiggle your way out of something. She pled the fifth.
Yeah, because they ask her the question because she's going to be a lawyer and she's going to have to, as a jurist, she's going to have to vote. She's going to have to decide what, you understand? So she that alone, as soon as she said, "I don't know, I cannot define what a woman is," that lets me know the decisions she's going to make once she becomes a judge.
Yeah.
You see?
It's so true.
Now, in his case, he says, that's not my journey. When he was asked about him allowing his child to be called a she, because he hasn't transitioned yet. He hasn't
been alterated surgically.
Yes. Okay. But make no mistake, family, this is how the devil works. He always brings the Muntu to the surface to be mocked, because the devil is using them. Okay?
Yes, he is.
He is. He's mocking our Father, our Creator, through this person and his family.
Through his actions.
Yes.
Simply through his actions. Okay. Because obedience is an action word. It's a verb.
Yes. All right.
So when you're in rebellion, as he is, then every decision you have is a rebellious decision against the natural order of things.
Mm-hmm. Yes. 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 How far are we going to go with this? First, they defile your children. Make no mistake, it's not going to stop there.
That's right.
Okay? So he's compromised. He's showing that he's compromised as a man. This is what you call backbreaking right in front of you. Because he has to speak a certain way. He has to give the answers that they told him that he has to give.
Yes. Yes.
Okay?
Yes.
Because his body language tells me that he's uncomfortable with the question because he knows the truth.
He knows it's wrong.
He knows this is wrong. He knows this is wrong. He knows that he's doing something wrong. He knows that this little boy that he claims that is his path, a kid displays just. So when are you going to tell your child that when he's doing something wrong and correct him?
Wow. 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 That's powerful. So now you're not a parent. You're not trying to parent your child, train your child up what's right and wrong, because only can parent. Children will believe you when you teach them right. This is right, and you teach them this is wrong. We don't do this. We do this. When you're such a indecisive parent that don't have the natural manhood to stay up and protect your son from the enemy, he has laid his son on Satan's altar.
That's right. That's right, Mama. Come on, family. Let's talk about it. That's exactly what's happening in the spiritual realm. That's exactly what he's doing. Because what the devil is doing, again, he's using that black face for a reason.
Yes.
Okay?
Yes.
He's using that black face for a reason. He's not attacking. They don't use too many of their own kind to do these type of things. Oh, for those niggas who like to say, I don't believe in color. There's no color. But they're always using your own people to defile you. And
to defile your seed. That's his seed.
Yes.
That's the boy that's going to carry his name forward.
Yes.
That's the boy that's going to grow up to be a great warrior.
Yes. Yes, this is proxy war. This is spiritual war. Proxy wars.
Spiritual warfare. Yes, 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 yes.
Okay? You look around the internet, you look around TV. Open your eyes, family. They always have a white man with a sister. They have a program in place.
They have a program in place. They are going after the black seed. The black man seed.
Yes. They showed you around this past summer, right? Didn't they show you when they allowed Latin people, white skin, to come into America, and then they turned the Haitians away, the dark skinned people.
Yep. Yep. I showed that clip to my Kenyan children that seem to think they're going to get some kind of privilege when they go to America.
Okay. So what he's done is he has removed his authority as a parent and allowed the white man into his home.
Wow.
They are using him.
Well, I tell you this, and I'm not taking it back. He has brought much sorrow to his seed line. He has brought much sorrow to his home, because the consequences of what he's doing to this baby, the consequences are severe. Because he's the first open black man that said, I'm gonna change my son into a girl. He's the first of many.
Yes.
So his consequences is going to be severe. Mark my words. Severe. Because me as a mother who raised sons, I am not only appalled, I'm angry. And I always think, man, I wish I was his grandmother. We would have got that straightened out in a day or two.
Yeah. Yeah, his father's still around. He pays his father to stay quiet. Pay his mother, because if he was my child, I would make the whole world know that what he's doing, I am not accepting such things.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So he's being emasculated. He has no authority in his whole home. Okay? The woman that he's married to is older than him. She's been playing with him. You notice he said she introduced him into a world, right? A community, he says. He's got a Jezebel on his hands. Okay? But this is your child. This is a little boy. Now, this is what he didn't tell you. Now watch this, family. Okay. Now, family, let's get deep now. This is what he didn't tell you. This is what he didn't say to us. What type of conversations? He says, hey, I speak to my child. What do you speak to your child about? Your child is a child. What? About the lifestyle? About being a trans? About his sexuality? He's a little boy.
Every moment as a parent is a teaching moment.
Yes. So you having discussions about relations, right? Sexual relations. I don't see myself as a boy. Who told him that he's not a little boy? Because if he's confused,
That's right.
you're supposed to say, no, my boy, you are a boy. I'm a man.
Yeah.
Okay?
You're a boy. You're a great king. Rise it up. You know, you talk to your children and tell them who they are. But he has let social media train his son. He has let the new books in the library about bisexual. These children are exposed to a lot of debauchery, a lot of sexual permissiveness, sexuality, that to a child, it seems like it's okay. The world is accepting it. My teacher's reading a book about a boy likes a boy and a girl likes a boy. She's reading that to me in the 3rd grade.
They're teaching them about sex.
He has not.
They're teaching.
Yes, he has not trained his children. He's letting the world and the media train his children.
Yes. When back when we were growing up, when they say they taught you about your sexuality, they were talking about your
reproductive,
the anatomy.
Yeah. Yes.
Okay. They talked about your body parts, the functions.
Yes.